Good evening, everybody, and welcome in here on the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic this evening. How about yourself, buddy?
I am doing wonderful. We are live tonight from the Cedar Lake Speedway with the Short Track Rivals Racing Open Division 305 Sprint Cars. Really good to be back on the air with the Short Track Rivals Racing Series. Also going to be live with them on Thursday night with their limited late model division. Very happy to be back on the air with these guys. 11 cars have taken a time. 11 drivers are in the session. Practice is wrapping up. Jeremy Christensen with a lap time of 12.02 is going to be our hot lap hero here. And we're going to roll right into qualifying action and into some heat racing action in just a little bit. As a checkered flag waves on our practice session tonight, we'll get to take a look at these drivers come out and try a couple of qualifying laps and see who sets quick time in qualifying. Looks like maybe Michael Evert or Evert. I hope I'm pronouncing that name properly. Yeah, he's sitting at the end of the pit lane. Now he starts to roll. A couple other drivers chase to clue. Matt Smith also heading out on the racetrack. But we'll see what sort of times these drivers are able to turn around the Cedar Lake Speedway. Got Casey's and FVP on the car for Michael to hear tonight. As he comes around to complete his first lap, he's going to go second quick at a 13.78, now third quick. As you see, a lap time starting to populate on the left-hand side of the screen. Jeremy Christensen just went to the top at a 13.05, second lap for Michael. Picks up a little bit to a 13.55, good for fifth quick. Hayden Todd just came across the line at a 12.96 to be quick time. Maybe he's blinking a little bit as his feed skips across our screen. There, I don't think his second lap's going to count. No, it is not. Hugh Escobar, car 72's heading out onto the racetrack. In a Kraken designed paint scheme. White and black. Dawson Tone also heading out there. Hugh completes lap number 1, good for 8th quick at a 14.37. Across the line to complete lap number 2. And he does pick up a 13.55, moved up to 6th quick. Dawson Tone just about ready to complete lap number 1 in car 24. He goes 5th quick now at a 13.37. See if he picks up here on lap 2. And no, I think he's just a tad slower there on lap 2. Dana Burdick, one of the admins here in the series, as well as Matt Smith. Dana's heading out onto the racetrack now. Hey, I see the BRN logo on the side of that race car. Love to see it.
Oh, yeah. I do see it.
Yeah.
I like it.
It looks good. Dana's got that car looking very nice here this season. Lap 1 for him was a 13.62. That's 10th quick. Does pick up there on lap 2 to a 13.46. That's going to bump him up to 6th place here tonight. Looks like the only driver that has not taken a time is Blake Bailey in car 111. Unsure at the moment if he's going to take a lap time or not. There's still some time left, about 1 minute and 20 seconds here, so if he wants to try his hand at a lap. But again, we want to welcome each and every one of you watching here tonight to the channel. Welcome back if you haven't tuned in a while, and appreciate you having tuning in and watching. Let us know who you're pulling for, and we'll get into tonight's action here pretty quickly. Well, Tim, we've seen quite a few races here at the Cedar Lake Speedway so far on the Buckeye Racing Network. Any opening impressions with these 305 sprints here tonight?
They're a handful, boys. Let me tell you that. I had a race here last night, and boy, was it a handful. Scraped by all night. It's sketchy. It gets real sketchy once that track goes away.
Yeah, that it does. I mean, we got 10, 11 guys. They'll run some more of the track in, maybe develop a couple of slick spots, and we'll see, as the night progresses, who prevails here for the first race of this brand new season. Hayden Todd is going to set quick time at a 12:96 here tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 1. Looks like we'll have a couple of them here tonight. On row number 1 is going to be quick time Hayden Todd in the Ford machine and Kyle Newhouse. P number 3 is going to be Dawson Tone. 4th's going to be Michael Evert. 5th's going to go to Austin Strang, one of the admins, in fact, the league owner. And Blake Bailey is going to round out the field for this first heat race. Eight laps the distance. All right, we have a Hayden Todd fan in the house. Looks like his dad's tuned in. We certainly appreciate you watching, and always happy to see the support for the drivers on the channel. Thanks for tuning in. You as well, Joseph. Can't wait to see you next week. Well, a little bit of a tune-up for these guys, I guess, Tim, before we get into tonight's feature action in this first heat race. 8 laps will be on the board. Blake Bailey not going to make the call, maybe not still in the session at all, so just 5 cars to start heat race number 1. Hayden Todd fires away. Green flag goes in the air. Heat race number 1 is underway. Looks like we're going to be side by side for position 2. Not for long. Kyle Newhouse with the great run around the outside. Dawson Tone fades up into 3rd. Michael Everett, Austin Strang, 4th and 5th. Austin with a good run on the outside. He is going to take a peek to the outside of Michael Everett. Michael slips up just a little bit. Austin may complete that pass down into turn 1. He does move Austin Strang into 4th. Hayden Todd still leading the way. Already 3 laps in and just 5 to go. I'll tell you what, Hayden's kind of switched his lineup a little bit, running the bottom. Kyle Newhouse been committed up to the top, getting great runs out of the corners. He's chopped that gap quite a bit with those big runs, Tim.
Yeah, we'll see how well it works. As you see Kyle Newhouse get super wobbly out there as he closes the gap. He's side by side, just about even with him off the corner. Almost completes the pass. He'll complete it now.
Yeah, he does. Newhouse goes to the lead. We're going to take the white flag. Already 1 lap to go. And look who moved up into 2nd, Austin Strang, with the big run. And I think Hayden Todd had a connection issue, maybe. He's in the pit lane. But out of turn number 4, Kyle Newhouse takes the checkered flag on heat race number 1. Austin Strang will be 2nd. Dawson Tone will be 3rd. Michael Evert will be 4th. I think it's Evert, Tim. I can't make up my mind on how to pronounce it. Hayden Todd's going to be credited with 5th, and Blake Bailey in 6th did not start. So that's going to be the finishing results of our first heat race of the night. Lineup for heat race number 2 is going to be Jeremy Christensen and Chase DeClue. Row number 1, row 2 is going to be Dana Burdick and Hugh Escobar. And row number 3 is going to be Matt Smith. All 5 cars lined up behind the pace truck as they will begin to roll here momentarily, and they do now. A couple of new names and new faces here to us on the Buckeye Racing Network. Some drivers that weren't a part of any of the racing action last season with the Short Track Rivals Racing Series. So happy to see some new faces out here. Get the 1 to go signal this time. They will be green flag racing next time around. Tim, how about you bring us to the green flag here to start heat race number 2?
Jeremy's going to roll us down the backstretch. We're going to see this pace car go about 110 mile an hour off the track. Jeremy leads him through 3, stays patient through the middle of 3 as he gets to 4, and he guns it off the corner. Gets a great launch. He's about 3-4 car length advantage to him as Chase looks to close the distance on him. They're both running the high side. Dana Burdick up there as well, running in 3rd. Matt Smith elects to run the middle, bottom through 3 and 4, and Hugh Escobar is the caboose. Yeah. Chase getting a little squirrely out of 2, loses the momentum he had to close the gap on Jeremy Christensen.
Yeah, and Dana's also closed the gap up on Chase there. Maybe try to challenge for the 2nd place position here before this race takes the checkered flag, as we are halfway. 4 laps down, 4 to go in this 2nd heat race. But now pretty evenly spaced for our top. Well, it looks like everybody. There's a couple car lengths between everybody out here.
We got a right front on Hugh Escobar as he pulls into the infield.
We're going to be able to stay green because he was able to get that car back into the work area. Just 2 laps to go.
Jeremy electing to run the bottom again. Chase still running the high side. He's closing the gap just a little bit.
Yeah, white flag is in the air. Jeremy's going to be a little defensive through 3 and 4 to the checkered flag. Heat race winner, Jeremy Christensen. Chase DeClue is going to be 2nd. 3rd, Dana Burdick. 4th is going to go to Matt Smith. Hugh Escobar finishes 5th in the pit area. Good racing so far in our 2 heats. Wow, the weather changed just a little bit, maybe a little cloudier for our warm-up session here tonight, but all 11 drivers get to take to the track now for a couple fine-tuning adjustments to dial the sets in for feature race action. That'll be up here in about 4.5 minutes. Well, folks, in the meantime, we're going to step away and pay a few bills ourselves. We'll be back to bring you the coverage of feature action in just a few moments. All right, everybody, welcome back in here. And as always, we want to give a shout out to our partners over at Premier Racing Setups. If you all are looking for anything setup wise on iRacing, head on over there. Use code Buckeye15 for 15% off an individual setup pack. Get out there, have some fun, and get some wins with Premier Racing Setups. Well, Tim, as our warm-up session is coming to a close, Nathan Christensen up at the top of the board once again at a 13.04. Dawson Tone at a 13.25. And third place Kyle Newhouse at a 13.27.
It's that time. We haven't had this segment in a long time, I feel like. Who's going to be your one to watch?
My one to watch here tonight, I am going to keep an eye on Austin Strang in car 13. He made up quite a bit of ground in his heat race. Had the car rolling on the outside. That will be my driver to watch here tonight. How about you?
I am going to keep my eye on that 23 machine of Hayden Todd, who's starting in 9th. Got quite a bit of battling to get up there to the front, but if anyone can do it, I feel like it could be him.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take the time and ask each and every one of you at home, who do you have your eye on here tonight before we get started in our feature action? Starting lineup for our feature is going to be Kyle Newhouse and Jeremy Christensen. Row number 2 is going to be Austin Strang and Chase DeClue. Row 3, Dawson Tone, Dana Burdick. Row 4 is going to be Michael Evert and Matt Smith. Row number 5 is going to be Hayden Todd and Hugh Escobar. Row 6, Blake Bailey, who is not here tonight. "30 laps the distance, 10 cars strong. Let's see what happens. Like you said, to start heat race number 2, the pace truck here at Cedar Lake does not mess around when it peels off for the one to go.
No, it does not. It will haul about 100 mile an hour out of 4 to get to the pits before these guys rumble down into turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. It is quite crazy. If you're the driver behind it, you always wonder what's going to happen. The pace truck flying into the pit area. Green flag goes in the air. We're ready to rock and roll at the Cedar Lake Speedway for 30 laps. Already 3 wide for second. Who's going to prevail? Jeremy Christensen on the outside. Dawson Tone, Austin Strang was the 2 cars underneath of him. Tone moves into third. Strang's trying to get that machine wound up around the outside. He's back up there now. Can he challenge? Oh, big contact. Austin Strang, Chase DeClue getting into turn number 3. Chase might have a problem. His car's way off the pace. And he comes to a stop at the inside of turn number 4. We'll see if that brings out a yellow flag or not. He's off of the racing line, so we're going to stay green for the time being. And now the yellow flag flies. Oh my. I'm trying to see, I mean, it just looked like some contact maybe gone wrong. You see right here, Austin Strang had a run on the outside, and his car kind of came down the track. But the 2 of Chase DeClue, his car was coming kind of up the track, and they met in the middle down the back straightaway. You see DeClue gets into turn 3 and 4. A car kind of steps sideways. And then it looks like he just kind of pulls it down into the grassy area at the bottom of turn 4, and he just comes to a stop as the field worked their way by. And he sat there, and I guess they decided to go ahead and throw the yellow due to maybe the potential hazard of having his car sit down there. So Tell you what, just 3 laps in, and Hayden Todd is already up 4 spots. Now make it looks like 5 spots. 9th to 4th so far in 3 laps. Pace truck peels off. Kyle Newhouse in control. He fires away. We are back underway. Looks like Christensen and Todd up on the outside. Now Todd is going to drop it low. He's going to make a 2-for-1 pass, maybe. Oh, that's so close. Out of turn number 4. They avoided catastrophe coming down the front straightaway there. But Todd's looking for second. Be careful. He clips the tires. The car jumps a little sideways. Yellow, yellow, yellow. And I'm not sure what the yellow flag was, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it potentially was Chase DeClue in car 2. He came out, looks like he came out of the pit lane slow, and iRacing decided to throw the yellow flag. Yeah, they sure did.
Better safe than sorry right there.
I completely agree. Better safe than sorry. Chase DeClue has rejoined, but he's a lap off the pace. Looks like potentially maybe getting his wave around this time. He does, so he's going to get back on the lead lap with everybody else. Jeremy Christensen had to bring his car in for service. He's now heading out of the pit lane. He's going to fall to the back of the field. New top 3, Kyle Newhouse, Dawson Tone, Hayden Todd. They're going to double file up here. Still 25 laps to go in tonight's feature. Kyle Newhouse is looking for another good restart here. He fires. Dawson Tone holds his own a little bit. Oh, Todd slides into turn 1, makes contact with Tone. Tone's going to lose the spot to Austin Strang, so move Tone back to 4th, Strang to 3rd, and Todd up into 2nd. Dawson Tone fighting hard on the inside into turn number 1. He passes Austin Strang that time. He sets his sights forward on Hayden Todd, who made the contact with him into turn number 1. All the meanwhile, Kyle Newhouse is trying to stretch his legs as he's up to almost 3/4 of a second out of turn 2 that time. Uh-oh, I think Dawson Tone has left front issues. He clipped a tire coming through 3 and 4 and almost comes to a stop on the front straightaway. We're still green for now. He does make it into the pit area. And our race for the lead is heating up, as Todd is to the tail tank of Newhouse. Todd almost kisses the tail tank of Newhouse there through 3 and 4. Kyle Newhouse on the bottom. Hayden Todd on the outside, and Todd with the momentum around the outside takes the race lead for a moment. Kyle Newhouse on the bottom, fighting back hard on the inside. Hayden Todd's probably going to prevail out of turn 2 with a massive run, and does, and runs a more defensive line into turn number 3. All the meanwhile, Matt Smith, he's up to 3rd from 8th. He's been running the bottom, and he's got that car rolling as well.
Hayden Todd less than a straightaway away from Dana, who would be the first car on the lead lap, I believe.
Absolutely, he closes in, and Matt Smith takes a peek to the inside of Kyle Newhouse for 3rd. Hayden Todd has all but caught the back end of Dana Burdick, trying to work around him to put him a lap down. Dana gets into the outside wall, keeps it up in the fence away from the leader. Now everybody from second on back's got to get around. Kyle looks to the inside. Is he going to be able to complete the pass? Does. Dana being sportsmanlike, kind of letting these leaders go, giving them plenty of room, as we're now past the halfway point in tonight's feature. Fastest car on the racetrack is the race leader of Hayden Todd. by almost a couple of, really by a couple of tenths over everybody else. He's up to a 1.7 second advantage. Uh-oh, and he blinks out. And he's back. He's back, but in the wall. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. There's still 12 laps to go. Anything can happen here to close the night out. Todd again with a blink and returns. As now there's just 10 laps to go. On back, Austin Strang holds on to the 4th spot. Jeremy Christensen in 5th. Hugh Escobar in 6th. Chase DeClue back in 7th. Dana Burdick in 8th. Tell you what, Kyle Newhouse has decided to move up to the high side. He is making up a little bit of ground up there for now. Does he have enough time?
He's going to want to keep applying that pressure. If he can just close the gap just a little bit, hopefully, and pray for a mistake out of Hayden Todd.
Well, and Burdick's slow on the inside. They're going to work around him. He brings it into the infield and off the racetrack out of the leader's way. We do have more lap traffic right in front of the leader of Hayden Todd. That is Hugh Escobar. He's going to be running the top. That same line that Hayden is running now. Kyle Newhouse has got that thing opened up, and he is, he gets into the outside wall. That might hurt him just a little bit. Hayden Todd is able to work around the lap machine of Escobar. He's going to drop back to the inside and kind of use the slider line out of turn 4. Just 3 laps to go. Todd blinks once again and returns. That time around, just 2 to go. Hayden Todd at 13.80 to Newhouse's 13.93. As Todd blinks out again, he may be gone, maybe not. No, he's still here as the white flag goes in the air. Out of turn 2, down the back straightaway, Todd with a 1 second advantage. Out of turn 4 to the checkered flag, the first feature event of this brand new season. Hayden Todd brings home the checkered flag. Kyle Newhouse comes home in second. Matt Smith's going to round out the podium here tonight, and we'll get to talk to those 3 in just a few moments after a final check of the results. As you see our top 3 heading on to the front straightaway for a picture. Our final results up on the screen right now. We talked about our top 3. 4th's going to go to Jeremy Christensen. 5th to Austin Strang. 6th to Hugh Escobar. 7th to Chase DeClue. 8th to Dana Burdick. 9th to Dawson Tone. 10th to Michael Evert. And 11th going to go to Blake Bailey. Now we'll get a word in with our top 3. We'll start out with Matt Smith. Hey, Matt, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
All righty, man. First feature event of the season with the 305s. You had a great run, 8th to 3rd here in the feature. Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, it was good, clean racing. It took me a little bit to figure out the car. This is the first time running it. It was definitely fun.
Absolutely. I've enjoyed running some sprint stuff here in the past few weeks, and it's always nice to broadcast, and it's great to be back here with you all at STRR.
Oh, it was a long break. Did a little bit of other racing on the outside of it, but I'm glad to be back.
Absolutely. We are as well. Tim, you have anything to ask Matt?
Yeah, you kept it consistent all night. How was the track? I mean, I know from personal experience last night, but what was the track like for you uh, tonight? And do you think you maybe could have had something at the end if we had a late yellow?
I do. I set the car up to run the bottom because I can't run the high side to save my life. So I think with a few more laps with the yellow, I probably could have ran him down. And first place was blinking a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We noticed that as well, but the connection held on and he brought home the checkered flag. Before we let you go, Matt, anybody you'd like to thank?
I just want to thank you guys for broadcasting and the rest of the admin team for putting this on. And hopefully I can be back up here next week.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll look forward to it. And we'll let you celebrate that third place finish. Appreciate you talking to us tonight.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you guys.
Absolutely. That was your third place finisher, Matt Smith. Now we'll move on. Try to get a word in with our second place finisher, Kyle Newhouse. Well, I don't see Kyle. He may not be available to talk to. Unless I'm missing him. No, I'm not seeing Kyle. So might have to skip over him and talk to our race winner, Hayden Todd. Unfortunately, not going to get a word in with Kyle. Hey, Hayden, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy? Hey, Hayden, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, yes, yes.
All righty, man. Well, you had to bring that car from the back of the feature here to the front. But once you got there, you held on, was able to keep everybody at bay. A late charge from Kyle in the closing laps. Tell us how you were able to pick your way through the field and hold on to it.
Yeah, I just started out running low because I knew everybody would try and run middle or top at least. So I tried to keep it as low as I could, and it just like the first lap I passed a couple of cars and I felt fast, so I kind of just kept it there until I could work my way back uh up into the field, and then I started running my line I usually do. So and it really worked out for me. So.
Yeah, it absolutely did. A fantastic run for you here tonight at Cedar Lake. Tim, do you have anything to ask Hayden?
Yeah, you certainly made your moves. What was the key for you in this track? What was so perfect about the combination tonight?
Um, well, I did make a couple mishaps, bumped into a couple people, not too hard, but I I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I really like these kind of tracks, slicked off more than not. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It sure did, and it worked out to your advantage. Before we let you go, who would you like to thank?
Uh, I would just like to thank you guys and the people that put this on. Um, it's it's amazing, like the things that you guys are doing. So, and it's
Absolutely.
getting bigger, and I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. We certainly appreciate the kind words, and I know the admins at STRR will as well. Well, congratulations once again on the win here to open up this brand new season. We'll let you celebrate it.
Thank you.
That was race winner Hayden Todd here tonight. All right. Well, it is that time of the evening where we come to a close here. Any closing thoughts from you, Tim?
Just a wonderful day of racing. That's all I have to say. Just a wonderful day of racing. I want to thank everyone at STRR for letting us broadcast this.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't say it enough. I certainly appreciate uh, STRR and the admins for having the Buckeye Racing Network, Tyler, or myself, excuse me, and and Tim here for our is going to be the third season that they've ran with a couple different series across the board, and so we're happy to be back and be a part of it. And we will be live with them on Thursday night with the limited late model division. If you want, tune in at 9 o'clock. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you know each and every time we go live here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Appreciate each and every one of you and our sponsors at Premier Racing Setups. Go check them out if you have not. Of course, all the sponsors involved with STRR, Stranglehold Skins, Lucky 13 Simtography, Admin Box, SimRap Market, the whole slew of them. But for Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. That's going to do it for us tonight at Cedar Lake. Good night.